In 3, 2, 1. EnVivo, Lonely Boxing inside the ring with Manny.
Sean Hicks.
Hopper.
Breaking it down like it is, like it should be. Talking boxing day, night, anywhere, everywhere, even when we're eating. I don't know why I say that because it gets Sean excited.
It does.
It does.
But I'm disappointed because there's no food here. So we got to start talking about boxing.
I know, boxing. But before we do that, this segment is brought to you by Carlos Vincent Photography. Hey, you know, quinceañeros, right? Weddings.
They happen.
It does. Holiday season. I mean, who wants to dress with Santa Claus, right? Got families and all that stuff.
I could do that.
Yeah. Senior pictures.
I've been a senior.
Are you a senior? When was that?
I'm a senior right now. I'm a junior.
A long time ago. But also as well, guys, aspiring models and actors. You did my headshots. Thank you. The guy's the best, guys. You know, when you want to be able to take your pictures to the next level, it'd be rememberable. Carlos Vincent Photography. Add him into the social media. He's very active. He's very creative. And we'll post the links on whatever he does. Appreciate, buddy. You're the best. And now, in this segment, who do we have in the studio
we
today?
Have company?
We do have company.
Damn.
Oh, my goodness. S.W.E.A.T Boxing in the house. We've been talking about them for a while. Literally, they've been
some time
promoting every single podcast we've had. We're on number 12, and we have them in the building today. 12's a good number. Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It really is. It feels important because it is. We have Mr. Hector Vasquez.
Hector.
Hello, sir.
What's going on?
Saludos, Hector.
All right, so what we want to do is talk to you about you, your team, and just kind of talk about, you know, what you guys have planned going forward, because you guys have been doing big things in 2019.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we've been really, really busy. You know, we've been blessed enough to have the opportunity, obviously, with Listo signing with Mikey. They love him, and they love Dallas. So, you know, we're doing all the fights for them here. He's obviously, you know, getting more experience and more rounds, and then at the same time, it gives a lot of local fighters opportunities to show them skills, because there is a lot of fighters here that have a lot of skills. The problem is there's never been the attention with big time promoters or managers, because they never felt there was the talent. But there's always been talent in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I think this huge opportunity, not just for us as a team, but I think all the major local fighters. It's a good platform for sure.
Absolutely, and we're producing a lot of local talents. We can see it right now.
It's a hot
major
right now.
I mean, we got our boy down there, Spence, Maurice Mo Hooker. That's awesome. Listo. Mark Guero, welcome back.
Everybody.
Yes,
How you
sir.
doing?
Oh my God, he was hiding. Yeah.
Welcome back, mi amigo.
Welcome back.
You
You
made
made
it
it
out.
out.
We're gonna see you again, right?
Made it out the elevator too.
Hey.
I got stuck in the elevator. A little slow down, but we're all good now.
Stuck in the elevator.
He made it in one piece.
Things that happen.
can't stop him.
And he handled it well. That's that mental fortitude.
I was like, I don't know how to feel.
Exactly.
So, yeah, definitely happy to have you back in the house. And you have someone next to you, sir. Who is that?
Who's that
That's the
bearded?
man on the
Oh!
El bearded chingon.
Oh! In the flesh. The real one.
Keep my Twitter low key.
Part-time. Hashtag.
Listo para todos.
Glad to be here, man. Podcast number 12, championship round. You know, so
Yeah, oh, yeah, championship rounds. Well said, sir.
Rounds 12.
Well,
Like
sir.
that.
So,
That's a good touch.
Good point. Thank you for that,
very
Listo.
accurate. I love the way that Hector introduced you and the way that he talked about you being part of the Mikey Garcia promotion, right? That
Yes, sir.
obviously carries a lot of weight.
Yes, sir.
What was that feeling like when you did find that out, and how has that changed you as far, because you're humble as hell, man. You're a real nice guy. I
appreciate
just
that.
borrowed some money from him. He didn't even say anything.
You do? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's great. He helps some people in the elevator. He's amazing.
Oh, he is. He really is.
Try my best.
Yeah.
Try my best.
So seriously, how have you remained humble, and what keeps you focused?
I mean, I owe it all to, just as Hector and Guero, you know, a part of the team, a huge crucial part that I wasn't able to be here today is my dad, you know, and I mean, he's the one that molded us, maybe myself and my brother involved as well into the sport. And I mean, we just continue to be, you know, this family that's dedicated to the sport and just stick with it, you know. But like you've asked about the Garcias, you know, I mean, Garcias saw some potential talent in us, and that we've been working on our craft since we were about 5 years old. And it's something that, prior to getting signed, you know, they were able to see in March, and after we got signed, it just motivated me even more to continue to push myself and push the limits of what I can do here in boxing. And that's one of the reasons we took a big fight, you know, prior to this podcast.
What a segue.
Wow.
This guy knows what he's doing.
He does, sure does.
That means we have to bring it up. All right. So,
Yeah.
I mean, no pressure. There's no cameras. Hector's not here. No one's looking at you.
Are we rolling?
Can
Spider.
we? Spider.
Indeed we are.
You can confirm. Can you take us back to that day? All right. We know the day because it's the day of the, Errol Spence fight. But more importantly, Listo was fighting that night for you guys.
It was fantastic.
All right, so first of all, it was a great performance.
Great. By the way, it was a great card. Thank you so much for getting us there.
I had so much beer, so many nachos.
Oh my goodness!
All right, but most importantly, what I wanted to see is you guys, Guero perform, Chicken perform, and I got to see Listo perform in person.
Absolutely,
lucky
you.
And I am lucky, right?
You.
Lucky for everybody that went.
I missed that one,
you
but I
sure
was
did.
there for the first one.
No, not good enough, sir. No one cares.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, though. Like everything else, things come to an end. We don't always know the conclusion we're going to get. Can you kind of walk us through when the decision was announced and what was your thought process at that moment?
Oh man, I mean, it kind of frustrated me, because I mean, I'm very competitive, and when things are out of my control, it's something that was out of my control was, I guess, what the judges saw that night.
Yeah.
So it just, when that decision was read out, it really frustrated me because, as I was in the corner, we felt that we got the victory.
I think we all did.
Yeah, we boxed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody,
we did our game.
We did.
Yeah,
I mean, everything we practice in the gym throughout training camp. Our boxing. We talked about it within the corner between rounds, and we felt comfortable. And I think that's where we might have lost it. But I mean, we really didn't. But I mean, it is what it is. Now we got to move forward.
It is what it is. We talk about moving forward. So, I mean, immediately when I was watching it, first of all, I was upset, because honestly, I know I got a chance to know you, see you as a person, as a man, and I know the sacrifice you guys put in all the time. So it's rough. So for you guys out there, it's not just, I like this guy, or no, their sacrifice. They're doing whatever it takes. They're sacrificing their bodies.
It's just more than sports career.
Yeah. It's so much is on the line. So
exactly.
With that being said, it was
risking their lives.
Risking their lives.
It sounds cliche, but it's true.
Yeah, we see it.
It's
more
a hard work,
now.
Especially this year. It's been it's,
not only that, the time you got to part with your families and loved ones. Training. I mean, this is
strict
this is
dieting,
24/7, exactly.
cutting weight,
not having to eat those tacos. Can you imagine, Sean?
I would never do that. I would never do that. Come on now, that's a horrible
Shots
thing.
fired. No sancocho for you, my friend.
No way. All right, so sacrifice, clearly. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
when that happens, and props to you, and I'm not just saying that because, we're here and they're filming and they're doing a documentary. That has nothing to do with it, but in all seriousness, because you're still a gentleman, you were talking to the fans after the fact and before the fact, you're like a politician.
Kissing babies.
Right, so,
but not as crooked. Not as crooked.
Yeah, not crooked at all, right? He will take some money, But seriously, how were you able to refrain that frustration and still, be Listo? Focus and still entertain the crowd. I would have left. I would have got on my Camaro and bounced. All right?
Oh my goodness!
Straight to the tacos.
I mean, on the way.
I just had to understand, that the reason that, a lot of my people were there was to see me fight, see what I've been training, so much for. And, I'm thankful. I had to express my thanks to them, because I'm not just going to make it about myself and my frustration, and my feelings. I have to understand that these people also sacrifice some of their time, to come out and support me and watch me. Not only have fight night, we have a lot of people that follow us through media days, through any events that we're hosting, they're there, and that it's our nuestra gente, the way we have it on our shirt, along with our sponsors. Right. They're part of our team just as much as, the team we do have.
All right.
So now that you moved on into, exactly. So now that you moved on, you've had a chance to kind of see some videos and kind of look back and see what happened. Is there anything that you would have done different at this time to kind of get those judges to get the decision, the right way you expected?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I looked at it maybe 4 or 5 times over and over. It's just, I feel like maybe landing some more shots, being more aggressive to where I can actually, I don't know, maybe the judges force them to see that I dominated that round,
exactly.
Apply more pressure.
So remove all doubt.
Yeah, just to make sure there's, I mean, if looking back at it, it's if this, if that, right. Hindsight is 20/20, but we just got to move forward.
Because I got to say, Overgum gave him some really good props at the end. It's like, man, this guy can take a punch.
Yeah.
And you guys were just entertained. I mean, I was just, wow, right in that corner there, just looking at it and hearing those punches. You were throwing up in the body, you're going up in the head, and he was doing the same thing.
Yes,
and I mean,
sir.
it was just a battle. Now, you felt in the later rounds a little bit that you kind of pulled back a little bit and got a couple of shots in that last round. Did that really hurt you and slow you down?
No, honestly, not at all. Actually, there's I won't lie, I won't take nothing from him. He was a very, very strong guy, very strong. He did give me a good body shot where I kind of felt it, but I mean, it wasn't enough to bring me down or slow me down. I just continued to push forward and make sure that he didn't know that that shot landed. So I mean, it's just it's a game of chess, so
Exactly.
I can't let him know that he got in my head. I'm not gonna get in his head, so that's just the way it is, and that's the way we box.
And I take it you didn't take too much time off, did you?
No,
I imagine you went right back at it.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I was saying, man, I fought Saturday. We celebrated with the family a little bit. I ate some, and then I was able to eat Sunday.
I like the way this is going.
Uh-oh. That's the trigger word.
Can somebody get a tray or
Somebody say
something
food?
here?
Let me show you how it went. Morning, Waffle House.
He's
Waffle
woke
House.
up straight for that.
I love this guy.
He's
Lovely.
Googling food.
That's how we gotta go. Yeah, man. Like I said, I mean, Saturday night, we did our fight, and then back Monday, I was already back running. I didn't want to let my legs get any rest. I want to make sure that we're ready for whatever comes our way. If we had a fight lined up, or if whatever the case may be, or even sparring for some of the local fighters that need some help. I want to be sure I'm ready. Yeah.
Right.
I don't wanna take no
What
days
is
off.
coming your way?
Did you think at any given
We're not
point
sure
that
yet.
you were gonna knock him out? Because I have to say that I didn't really get this one. I said that he was gonna knock him out in the third round. Didn't we talk about that?
man.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, and you
That's kind of my
solid,
fault.
man.
But did you feel at one point that you had him, cornered up, and you were able to get him down at one point? I think it was third, fourth round.
For sure, it was the end of the third round. That round, he was out, man. He was out on his feet, and it was crazy, man, because he really was out on his feet, almost wobbled to his corner, and the next thing you know, the minute's over, he gets up and it's back to nothing. I'm like, holy crap, what they give this guy in there?
What's in that water bottle?
Exactly. Yeah. Can I get some of that juice?
Hey, Hector, throw me some.
Yeah, so immediately when it was over, obviously the disappointment, but again, you were handling yourself like a gentleman. The reaction I think was indicative of how you are as a person. You just accepted it, right?
Yes, sir.
What I would like to know is what conversations are there as far as what is next? What would you like to happen next? And have you and Hector had those conversations? And Guero, were you there?
Was that where when?
No. What conversations are you guys having as far as like what's next?
I mean, just basically how we're gonna move on from this, how we're gonna continue to press forward. I mean, and how we still, I mean, regardless of that decision being made, that night, we still want that title. We still would like to, even if if it comes down to a rematch. I would love to get in the ring. They wanted 8 rounds. I'm willing to go those 8 rounds. I mean, but it seemed more that his coach wanted it more than the fighter did. You understand? So I feel that the fighter himself also knows that I wasn't going to be some walkover opponent.
Right.
Even though I had a third of the fights that he has. I mean, he has more knockouts on his record than I have fights. So I mean, it wasn't going to be an easy match for him, and I don't know if that's what they thought, but I mean, I felt that I was able to take some of my opponent's confidence that night.
No, definitely. Like one thing that Guero brought up last time when you were here, and props to him for being here.
Thank you.
Actually, our very first guest.
Thank
Long
you.
live boxing.
Oh, yeah, the honor. Forever and always.
Yeah, that's
It was
permanent there,
somewhere
dude.
special in my heart. Thank you, sir. But yeah, that was your first 6-round fight against Overgone, right?
Sir. First 6
So,
round fight.
how comfortable were you? Obviously, to me, I saw you winning every round. I mean, I'm not just saying that. That's how I saw.
I did too.
Because
Thank you,
I mean, obviously,
I was right next to the judges.
like I say all the time.
I did see what they saw.
And I tell the guys, like, you may have been impressed. They may have had moments. Overgone had moments where, like, oh, that's good. I like what he's doing there. But the adjustments were there. And I felt like to win the round is a total different thing. It's 3 minutes. And I felt with the rounds, all the rounds, that's why when the decision was, said, it was so surprising and it sucked the air out the room.
Yes, sir.
So how did you feel? I mean, as far as physically, I mean, you felt good about 6? Were you able to do what you wanted to do? And you mentioned about 8. What's your thoughts as far as the rounds and the amount of work you need to put in?
I felt really good. Something that we did do, during this fight is we didn't want to gas ourselves out. So we talked in the corner. We're like, hey, you know what? We're gonna slow it down just a hair, in the fifth, and we're actually gonna box a little more. We're gonna use a little more footwork here before we start applying pressure when we go to the sixth round. And I feel like that worked very well. But I mean, like I said, and looking back at it now, we should have just continued to press forward in that fifth round. If we had, but at the same time, my corner knows and is seeing from the outside looking in that maybe there's something that Obregon was doing that I didn't see, where it could have put me in a tough position, putting too much pressure on him.
Well, yeah, I mean, we definitely look forward to your next fight. You mentioned sparring. I mean, whatever you got,
yes,
man.
Sir,
I mean, can you do like a little shadow boxing right now?
Shadow boxing right now, sparring.
No, but seriously,
show me some of that body punch.
Spar Manny.
Oh my goodness.
I do the round.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Come on, man.
It's fine.
Manny.
Probably 3 seconds and I'm done.
The more the merrier, man.
No, but
Hey, listen, I have to pay. I'm 190 pounds, so that makes me what?
Hey, we're even.
I'm heavy.
That kind of sound like he's calling you out, brother. Here we go.
He said I stay in shape.
Ring the bell, Spider. Ring the bell.
I feel the threat.
But this wouldn't be a sanction event. It wouldn't count on your record.
Yeah, exactly.
Make him sign a waiver.
Waiver.
There you go.
That works.
All right, so now that we know that that's behind us, and you clearly have your mind focused on bigger and better things,
Yes, sir.
we said about what discussions have been had as far as what is going to happen. What do you want to happen? What does Listo
Is
want?
the rematch viable? I mean, can they say, hey, do it again, run it back? Or
I'm not even. I mean, I'm not sure if they could, but I mean, I'd be interested in.
I
doing
got
it.
someone here that may have something to say.
why are you grilling about that?
Hector, can we take the headsets off?
All right, so yeah, that's so Hector, is that something that is a possibility?
Absolutely. We try to talk to them. They were willing to do it, but they wanted to do 8 rounds.
Yeah.
At this point right now, we're trying to figure out the next date for him. We're trying to do an end of the year show here. I mean, Mikey really wants to come back.
We really want him to come back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Mikey.
Bring him back. Come on,
Shout out to Mikey Garcia.
Great job,
baby.
Yeah. The only thing that we're battling is the holidays and all the fights. So it's very hard because we want it to be a good event. Obviously, we want Listo and Mark to get another fight, more experience, but at the same time as we need to have great events and people show out.
And you
because
need time for promotion.
Yeah, exactly. Because these guys are coming down here from California. If they come down here and it's not as good,
It's
or
a
it's not
half-empty arena, and then-
it's a little sketchy. So we're trying to work that out. But if not, I think the beginning of the year,
I think
Listo might have something pretty big going on.
Fantastic.
That would be great. I mean,
we can't wait to be there.
Yeah, you want to lose the momentum that you guys have. I mean, because
You won't miss that
I'm
one?
gonna be there this time. I'm not going. There's not going to be no other fight.
They won't be here though.
the thing about
He won't be here. We'll go there.
We'll fly there.
he won't be here. All right, so the thing is though, once you kind of have the momentum of these guys put on a good card, you don't want to lose that, right?
Yeah.
There's excitement generating behind your fighters, about Listo, Guero, and what those guys do. They bring good energy. The card was, like I said, it was
It's great from
slamming.
start. Little top y'all coming in, putting the show down.
Yeah, because one of the things that I'll say
everything.
too, that
Top to bus, top to being.
it was competing against a major card.
Yes.
Spence versus
Big time.
Porter. People didn't know that they were going to show the main event at the at the end. I don't know if that was.
I think that was a surprise,
pre-planned.
right?
It was a
Or-
complete surprise.
That was great.
I started crying.
Yeah.
But the thing was, like, the fact that people were still coming to your event, right, and going to get something like that, that says quite a bit. So, I mean, I know all those things have to factor in. But is there anything you're kind of leaning towards as far as, like you said, that you said in the beginning of next year, right? So in the beginning of next year, would it be a possible rematch, or what things do you guys have in play right now as far as for Listo and your
Or
team?
they may be trying to take you somewhere, in another city.
So
I'll let my team say that one.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
No,
Spider, put all the cameras on Hector, please.
I'm the fighter.
So like I said, for the past 2 weeks, I've been working hard with with Garcia and them. They really wanted to do December 9th, which happens to be the day that
yes.
but negotiating with venues during the holidays, everything's so crazy. So they kind of pushed that off, and then they probably want Listo to fight in somebody's undercard in the beginning of the year.
That's what I was probably thinking. That they wanted.
We gotta do some research here real quickly.
Google it.
Let me see.
Let's see. It'd have to be somebody
Say
with
the date.
Garcia
Say the date.
Promotions.
But the good news is that we'll be the first ones to get to know about that.
definitely.
Right?
You actually are the first.
There you go.
wow.
Breaking news.
We'll keep a secret. We'll edit that section. Exactly. EnVivo.
All right, so no, that is awesome, and that's great. Like I said, it's nothing like being in demand. You know, you guys have put on a good product. You have good fighters. You know, they're personable. People, they want to root for them, and then they put on a good show. So I'm personally excited. I mean, it's not just talk. Generally, from my heart, you guys are easily one of my favorite young promotions that are in play right now, easily. And yeah, obviously you got the support of Mikey Garcia, and that's great. But even if he wasn't involved, I mean, I love what you guys are doing.
I'd still go.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
Thank you. Manny would not
Because you got to support your local boxing.
Yes, sir.
The other Manny.
I would.
The other Manny.
Go.
Remember, there's too many.
I'm always there.
That's true.
Manny Hopper.
All right, so Guero's over there. We don't want to leave him out.
I was just
Our first guest in the studio.
Absolutely.
It was
All right.
a pleasure and an honor. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So the
Yes.
last time you were here, you had stitches. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, and we were like, is a career in jeopardy?
Oh, now you can't even tell.
No.
Now
Now he's like,
Makeup,
camera ready, baby.
Makeup.
yeah. You know, it's a makeup guy back there in the back taking photos and everything. You know, shout out.
Carlos, baby.
Yes, he'll do his.
It is Halloween though, you know.
I was going for the Frankenstein look before, but you know, I kind of cleared up.
Support.
shots fired.
Support the locals.
Support the locals with hate.
Wow.
All right, so what's up for you, sir? Like, what's in the game plan for you? Are you able to spar now? Are you able to get down and dirty and do what El Guero does?
Actually, right now, at this point in time, I still can't even make any contact because the skin's still a little soft. It's a little pink right there. But I mean, at this time, I'm just waiting for the good okay by Hector and my dad to kind of get back in the ring. I'm anxious to spar. You know, we're training all this time for nothing. But
So you're 100% active training.
Dude,
Not just starting.
cardio,
Yeah.
punching bags.
great.
cardio,
Great.
punching bags, running, doing all the whole 9 yards. You can make it 10 if you want to go all the way.
10 all the way, correct. Is that a hint? wait, stop a second. You can make it 10, and he'll go all the way through. Woo! That sounds like
No,
something
I mean,
big.
at this point in time, we're
You're
not too
feeling
sure.
good.
But
Hold on, brother. You feeling good like that? 10? What?
Oh! You know, whatever comes my way comes.
This guy's no joke, man.
Yeah.
Ready.
All right, I love that.
Yeah, we talked about his fight. His fight was amazing, and
It
you
was
gave
great.
us
I
another
mean, he
show
fought
that-
George Jefferson in his prime. Put on a show.
Put-
Boom. He did his thing. Laid it down.
Exactly. But what are some of the things
Graham,
you're right now
unanimous
before you start
decision,
sparring? You're kind of training and looking to make sure that you, you don't make the same mistakes you did in the fight.
Yeah, definitely. We're working more on, just staying on the outside because there's no point of me even shooting in there, and then I wouldn't even have got this in the first
Right.
place, getting the headbutt and everything. But, working on things slowly and surely coming around next year, hopefully something kind of opens up and we'll get the okay to kind of step back in the ring and, show everybody here and, kind of have all my fans and everybody and my family, especially my family, because, those are my biggest diehard supporters.
Love it.
Love it.
All right,
Family.
so I love that, and we're so excited, and thanks again for being here, and we're gonna be asking you a
Absolutely.
few questions soon, which I know you can't wait. You're talking about Canelo.
My goodness.
All right, but hold on to that. I have to ask Hector. All right, so a lot of people that are watching this, they want to know. I mean, you're a professional boxer yourself. I remember you were in the Olympics.
I got second place in Mexico to represent the Mexican team in 2008.
All right, make sure you guys heard that, right? So let's give some props to that.
Awesome. Hey,
Gotta give some
props,
respect.
man.
All right, so
That's
obviously
elite level.
you've been there on a high level. You know talent. What if somebody right now that's listening to this, or they're watching this, or they're just kind of curious, like, what do you look for in a fighter to kind of develop them and kind of know, like, you know what, I see something in them? Because obviously you've seen, all types of different levels and fighters and skills. Is there something specific you're looking for as far as a skill set? And do these guys have it?
Okay, look, there's
That was a wrong
Why the eye wink?
You're trying to get them in trouble.
Trying to get a quick answer.
No, they don't.
Actually,
Lightning round.
Right. I want 10. I demand 10 rounds now.
for sure. I mean, there's a couple things, obviously the generic things, obviously they got to have heart, they got to have discipline, they got to be mentally prepared and physically willing to do it. But I think the main thing for a fighter and a coach is the chemistry. I mean, that is so crucial. A lot of trainers are ex-fighters, and most of fighters have huge egos. All fighters have egos.
Right.
You have to, right? In order for you to be competitive, you have to feel like you're the best. So when you become a trainer, you still have that ego, and sometimes you don't realize that, every fighter's different. You can't train them all the same. Like, I can't train Listo and Mark exactly the same because they're just different. They fight different.
Different style.
Exactly. And a lot of trainers that I've noticed, they try to do that. Like, hey, it's my way or the highway. And sometimes it doesn't work and the chemistry doesn't click. And luckily, I'm in that, that stage of retirement, becoming a trainer. So I'm like in between, like I'm one of them, but at the same time, I'm also
one foot out the
exactly. So
1 foot in and out.
We click really well, and that's what's been very, very blessed. And obviously, they really trust me. It took him a while. Not a while.
Is that right?
Like, at first, I'm pretty sure Listo at first, he was like, who is this guy?
I don't know about this guy. I don't know about this guy.
It was Mark in his first fight. And Mark was like, whoa, you actually know what you're talking about. I'm like, no.
When that's planned,
Yeah.
whoa.
That's where the respect comes in. I'm taking it. The respect was immediately when you found he was boxer was at such a high
See
level.
him with the blazer on and real sharp walking up.
Oh no, y'all missed the pink shirt in the back.
Is that right?
There we go.
Quality. Here goes Guero
Take
with
the headsets off.
We're still rolling.
rolling.
Oh, but yeah, like when I first met Hector, I was 15 years old and I needed some sparring for before I traveled out to Nevada for nationals. And Hector's like, "Hey man, I see you struggling for sparring. I'll get in there with you."
Oh, look at
that's the first time I did.
How did that go?
Yeah.
Wait.
All right,
I gotta hear some.
Slow down now. All right, stop everything.
Stop
Hector,
everything.
now, what's your version of the story? How did that go?
I didn't get no black eyes.
I didn't either.
No stitches. No, it was good. Like I said, here's the thing. When I was fighting, I couldn't get sparring. Like, I literally couldn't get in sparring from
Is that something
nobody.
difficult?
Oh, it was insanely difficult. So, literally, I would beg people, and I'm not going to say names because these people that I'm not going to say, they're champions now, like world champions, professional world champions.
Can you give their initials?
No, I'm not going to say initials. Like, begging.
Right.
Can you tell Spider?
No. So, it was so hard. So, when I was already retirement, I broke my hand after my fight. I saw, Listo and his dad posting like, hey, we're trying to get sparring. We can't get no sparring. I was already, building the gym and all that. I'm like, I'm kind of out of shape, but I still got what I got, right?
Is that right? I gotta ask you that, but let me talk. But I'm gonna ask you that. Does he really got it?
So, he came and then I gave him, I don't know, it was 3 or 4 rounds, which they were pretty good.
Yeah.
He was still amateur there, so he needed 3 rounds. And after that, we sparred, I think, twice because they happened twice. And after a while, like, hey, if you ever need a place to train or whatever, my doors are open. If you want me to help you and give me your advice, I will. And if you don't, it beats me. Whatever you do, whatever you.
So
feel
you're
is better
saying you pretty much schooled him, right? The first time.
Easy work. Let's hear the list. All right,
now let's hear Listo's version.
How do you remember it, sir?
What is exactly happening?
What I do remember though is, the sparring I did have back then. I was just dominating, walking over opponents. Like it was that. That's why it was so difficult for me to get the sparring. But when we got into the ring with Hector, it was just hard to land anything. It was just like, dang, this guy's blocking every shot that I'm trying to throw at him. I remember him, calling me out because after the sparring, he was like, man, I can see you trying to set me up, because I'd try to throw some up and then I want to just dig down and he'd block them all, and I'm like, God, I can't land anything on this guy.
Come in.
So that credibility, that accountability,
Instant
Instantly.
respect.
Yeah, that's
Instant.
great.
Okay.
Was
this guy-
that by design or that just kind of how it worked out?
It's kind of how it worked out. Like I said, I've been boxing for so long that I'm always thinking in the ring. Even though we're going 100 miles an hour, like I try to slow things down. And I saw some things that he tried to set me up, and I was like, I know he wants to set me up. I was like, no, I'm not gonna allow that to happen.
Nope.
Because if he would have landed, he would have rocked me. He would have hurt me.
dude.
So I'm like,
Oh yeah, that'll change the whole dynamic. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing no damn push-ups. All right, so no, that's awesome, man. That's actually an amazing story. I had no idea.
Yeah,
Now,
that's a great story.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised.
Until this day, sometimes like
he jumps in with us.
Nice.
He's like, no sparring. He's like, all right, I'm getting ready. I'll get ready right now.
That's
Let's do it.
That's
Really?
amazing.
Can you just give us an hour and we'll show up? I just want to watch it.
I can only probably do 2 or 3 rounds right now, but you never know, because they're actually one thing. A dream of mine. I told Listo this, and he knows about this. Is
knocking them out.
Better wake up and apologize.
Is actually me fighting and both of my fighters fighting.
In the same card.
In the same
3
card.
rounds.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be 6 minimum.
Six.
We're talking about that.
Yeah.
You know,
What?
Wow.
So that means you're gonna get
it's
back.
actually something serious.
Yeah.
No, I seriously, yeah.
But I don't know. It's tough. Not because
I
the
imagine-
fighting's tough. To me, fighting
Tough
is
to
easy, and I
juggle.
love it.
I don't think
Juggling.
it's
Train.
The weight, losing the weight.
Losing the weight.
Losing the weight.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about that language.
Maybe after the holidays, after all the tamales pass. And
I think you've been saying that since before I even went pro. Yeah.
What? Oh.
That would be awesome. So
that would be.
now, as far as let's say the holidays are past, could that happen in 2020?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What?
For sure. And I got the venue for it too.
Oh,
Don't own it
damn.
yet.
Carlos, did you get that? Spider, did you get that?
Do you
That's what I'm
have
talking about.
someone in mind?
Can you call them out right now?
No.
Can you look at the
I
camera?
got like two.
We're gonna put pictures up there.
It'd be. I got like 2 or 3 people that we think. I want somebody with a name, but obviously, he can't be a world champion or anything like that. But at least maybe 6 rounds at least minimum.
That's pretty committed, though.
If it happens, and if it doesn't, it is
What
what
weight
it
class?
is. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. We'll be
exactly.
flexible.
January, like the first week of January when I weigh in, I'll see how it goes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to be a heavyweight.
See how the holidays went.
I'm getting a light heavyweight division.
Cruiser.
And he didn't make weight.
And he didn't make it.
make weight.
All right, so
Hey, you want to fight?
there we go. Now we got a podcast, baby.
You want to spar? Listo.
got him.
Hector.
Hey, you can train with him. Get ready.
I can say I'm a runner and I do run a lot, but I only had 3 little festival fights, and it was like 3 rounds, and I got knocked down in the 3rd fight, and I was done. I
Come on,
retired.
take it on now, baby, for the show, for the show, baby.
But I'm up to it. I'm up to a train.
Yeah.
I could train. I could learn a little bit.
Road work, a little bit of road work.
Especially connect with these guys. It's amazing to be able to see their product work, what you guys put into day in and day out, and that's awesome because as fans, we don't really get to do that. We only sit down, look at the advertisements, we'll look at the promos, and then the fight day comes in, right? And then we see the fighters, but we don't see what
And we
goes
criticize
behind
everything.
We criticize, exactly. And we're pretty upset about
We
decisions
nitpick everything, and then
and all that.
and
Yeah,
it's
but-
kind of difficult sometimes because the fighters, it's people forget they're human too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And life goes on after a fight. We move on to the next fight,
But
but
the
they're
impact
dealing
to their
with
family-
injuries, and it's difficult. So that's why there's a
for
mad
sure.
level of respect there.
Completely. So that's why
Indeed.
it's so great what you guys do, and I love that story you shared. It obviously shows the bond connection, and obviously you gotta watch out, sir. People are gonna want to spar you up randomly in the street
Absolutely. Absolutely.
now. Yeah, I can fight, man.
But,
I can do
to
some
ask-
sparring right now,
Yeah,
baby.
I wanted to ask you, I was really true to your passion, but I think you just answered that, and it's boxing. Is that truly your passion? Is that why you really want to get back, or do you really enjoy what you currently do right now, being like in both sides of the fence?
Yeah, well, like I said, I think obviously I'm transitioning into the trainer part, and obviously now with the promotion and all that, I've been boxing since I was 8 years old. That's all I've known for. So anybody since I was in elementary to middle school, high school, they're like, oh, Hector the boxer. So that's what my life has been. So I don't plan on it stopping anytime soon. Obviously, if we do a fight, it'll be just a fight to a retirement
Like a
goodbye
farewell
fight.
fight.
A farewell
Nice.
fight. But I would do it for my fans and my sponsors. And it would, like I said, it would have to be at a nice venue, which I already have my eyes on. It's exciting.
tell me.
But we'll see.
Do we hear Vegas here or something like that? Oh.
Can you give us a state?
Yeah.
Huh? No, it'll be here. It'll be here. It'll be here. It'll be here for my family. and
Is
my
it where
friends.
is
It'll
it
be
where that kid
Texas.
Luca plays? Maybe
It'll be Texas.
Mexican Airlines. Then
No, what I'm
Wait, look at his shirt.
Dallas Cowboy. Jerry
Frisco, baby. No, but
The star.
That is awesome. Speaking of things that are awesome, you guys are here on Awesome Week. It's Fight Week, bitches.
Fight
Week. Canelo Alvarez
about
fighting
The cash
Kovalev.
cow.
All right, so you guys are
Canelito.
boxers. We're not. So we really want to kind of get your opinion. Let's start with you, Hector. First of all, are you excited about this card? And is it a big deal? Should we be excited?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime Canelo fights, it's a big deal. Obviously, for boxing, he is the cash cow, like you said.
Cash
He
cow.
brings the money. And,
dollar bill, yo.
it's definitely a good fight. They're very smart on how they're, playing out their contract with DAZN and, going up, trying to make, history. I think it's a great move on their part.
Let me ask you this from a trainer's perspective, because lately a lot of trainers have been going on record that they're worried about Canelo, that this is a very dangerous fight, that he can get hurt. Angel Garcia, Andrew Rozier, they've all come out and said, "What do you think? This is a dangerous fight? Jumping up 2 weight classes, going up like that against Kovalev."
Look, anytime you step on the ring, it's dangerous, right? The guy has
sure.
the guy has 2 hands. He fights at normally at 160, 168. Those people have power. Obviously, stepping up to 175 is extremely, extremely a little bit more dangerous. But it's just part of the sport.
Well, that's the weight. He has 175. How much Kovalev's gonna end up?
Yeah,
220.
No, he'd probably be like
190,
185, 190.
Yeah.
And Canelo's going to be like at 180, but Canelo's going to be way faster, have more condition,
Right.
better legs, better head movement. So it's ideally, I think if Canelo, which I'm pretty sure, he's going to be cautious the first 5 rounds, use his boxing ability, use his head movement.
Then get
Exactly.
closer and closer
As
into the
Kovalev
body.
slows down and gets tired, he's going to pick him apart and, like I said, probably knock him out at the end, or maybe go to 12 decisions. It's just, it's a very smart move. I know it looks dangerous from the outside, and
It looks scary as hell, Hector.
But-
especially face off.
they know
know what they're doing.
Are you my father?
And then for Kovalev, I mean,
Wow, Kovalev. I can
he
barely
has,
pronounce.
Oh my God.
Kovalev.
Are you standing on the stilts right now? So no, that's an excellent point. So no one's questioning. Guero made a good point last time he was here. I mean, it is true. I have to admit it. Even though I'm a Triple G fan, every time Canelo fights, come on, don't cancel the show.
middleweight forever.
I know.
There you go,
division.
baby. There you go, baby. So like every time Canelo fights, he looks better. I mean, I have to be honest. Like he looks better.
Yeah.
But
Every fight.
is this something where it could really kind of challenge him? I mean, getting he would be the 4th.
The 4th person to ever do it, to jump from welterweight all the way up to 175.
And it's for a belt. I mean, he's not going to do it just
And
for
it's a legit
kicks.
belt. It's not one of those paper, aluminum belts that
No, it's a legit belt. So I mean,
It really is.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's obviously a lot of things in play. As far as he could win and look good, but still take a lot of damage. Well, what's your thoughts on
I
that?
could age him.
Well, for sure. But again, looking at the field of all the fighters that were available, like I said, styles make
Mark.
fight. This is the best fight for him.
Well,
Unless
if you
it's
want to
Triple
go
G.
legacy,
At this point,
because I think that cleaning up the middleweight, either going to Bubba or Charlo, those, I don't think it's as big as what it is right now. Although it doesn't seem to for a lot of people, just because the fact that he's jumping for legacy and trying to capture that extra title. But it is a dangerous fight. I do agree with that. And my concern is in the first few rounds, Canelo always starts a little bit slow. Yes, you got to be able to study him. You have to be able to, I mean, look at when he fought Liam.
Liam Smith, beefy, here at the Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, he had it rough in the first few rounds. I mean, we were all like jaws down, like,
Liam was underrated though, man. He
was.
But
he was undefeated. Undefeated. He was champion. And I mean, I thought Canelo would knock him out in the 6th round, and that was the best round that Liam gave. So, with that, knowing that Liam had some power, but not as powerful as Kovalev, but do you think that he needs to kind of push up a little bit more in the first round so he can get into that rhythm he normally gets in the mid rounds?
That's a great point. I mean, what strategy? What strategy? If you were in Canelo's corner, what would you tell him? How would you corner him?
What I would do is like, hey, first couple of rounds, you're gonna be boxing a lot. It's nothing but speed. Be very cautious of his punches, right? Kovalev is very strong. He is a bigger fighter. What you want to do is slow him down enough where he gets tired so you can counter him, right? When you be able to counter somebody, you're so fast, you can knock somebody out because they don't see the punch coming. Obviously, it'll be more dangerous if Canelo goes in there and try to like start banging right away, because that's when Kovalev is at his strongest, right? People have, in past fights, he's been slowing down a lot lately, Kovalev. So it's just, again, studying, understanding both ends of the fight. But I would, use my speed, my head movement, my footwork, because, he's a younger and faster fighter.
Absolutely.
Now, Listo.
Yes, sir.
What, since the fight is in the light heavyweight division, how would you feel? What kind of mindset would you be in if you have somebody moving up 2 weight divisions down, trying to move up to challenge you? Yes.
Oh,
what mindset
how about that?
In that perspective, I mean, I got to understand that this guy is doing it for a reason, so I got to be cautious. But at the same time, if I know and I'm aware that I'm the bigger fighter, I have the the reach, I have the height advantage, the size advantage overall, then I'm gonna box my fight. I'm gonna keep this guy away from me. I'm gonna jab him to death if I have to, straight all the way down the middle. Make sure that, whenever he's going to make the attempt of coming in, I'm going to keep him out. I'm not going to give him no chance to even try to land anything. That's the way you should be able to fight. Especially that's the way I feel Kovalev should be able to fight. I mean, especially as strong as good as his jab is, man. He has
a very lethal jab.
He's
very lethal jab.
And
that's what a lot. And Kovalev is a great boxer. And that's what's getting overlooked is that people
just think that because he's just going up in age and he's probably in his finals. I mean, down his peak. It's not in his peak, but definitely. But he's somewhere up there.
It's magnified as well because of all the hate Canelo gets.
Because if he wasn't fighting Canelo at this time, I think he'd had a great opportunity, completely unified, completely all the belts in the light heavyweight.
I don't think he wants any part of the younger guys, though.
But he wants the money, and he got it now.
He got the money,
so that's it. He could retire now, or in the
that's the kind of sentiment you get. That is very well fight, or like his last,
or maybe just
money fight
out there go against Beaterbiev.
No, I can't see him going up against Beaterbiev. Not even Vosdick.
I mean, who knows? Beaterbiev is the most. It's the hot. It's the hot thing right now. Beaterbiev is a hot thing right now, and if Kovalev loses to, and we talked about this before, loses to Canelo, I mean, he's still gonna get a real good shot, and that could be a possible fight. Who knows? So
no, Hector brought up a good point, saying that. I mean, I never really thought about that. I mean, it seems like we're kind of all on the same page. Are we all in agreement just for the that we all believe Canelo's gonna win? Right? We're all on the same page there.
Hey, Guero, you're a Canelo fan, aren't you? You're somewhat of a Canelo fan.
So what's your thoughts on this, sir?
What are your thoughts on the fight?
Honestly, it's exactly what Hector said. Canelo, the first couple of rounds, he is going to come out slow. I don't see him pushing at all just because Kovalev is the bigger fighter. I see him planning maybe more body shots, more effective, like scooting in slowly, but I don't see him trying to rush in there because Kovalev's his most lethal weapon is his jab.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean when he lays into it, it's deadly. But I definitely can say as the fight goes on, maybe I'm gonna say around the 6th, 7th round
when he's gonna start getting in closer.
Yeah, when Canelo, you'll see him when he starts getting comfortable. Canelo does the same thing. He drops his hands a little bit, and his defense is impeccable. That's what I gotta say. Head movement is crazy good. So he's gonna set him up for a counter like he does everybody else and come out with the victory at the end. If not. If he doesn't stop,
should he stay away from the ropes? Keep Kovalev in the center of the ring.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah, Kovalev, if he lays in some power behind, some of those shots, right? They might even go through the guard. You just can't.
That's a big guy.
Because he's still fast. And when Canelo takes his left hand, goes to the body and goes back up the head, he can counterpunch real quickly, and that's how a lot of people have gotten hurt with him. So, yeah, I think we're in agreement with that, and I think. Are we in a prediction time yet? Or
yeah, see, that's what I want to get to.
Okay, so before we get to prediction, ladies and gentlemen, Long Live Boxing. This segment it is sponsored by our friend Carlos Vincent Photography.
Vincent, baby.
Ding, ding, ding. Remember, image enhancement specialist is very, very active in social medias. Go ahead and like his page, mingle with them, check him out.
Check out some of the work that he's done for us already on our website, Facebook page. It's all there. It's top of the line.
Indeed, for when your image matters and the first impression must be the last one. It's memorable. So,
quote,
prediction, exactly. Predictions.
All right, so let's start over here, sir. With you, Hector, what's your prediction on the fight? How's it going to play out, sir?
I'm feeling, obviously Canelo's going to win. Obviously we can't say obviously, but more than likely Canelo's going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like an 11th round knockout.
Really?
Body shot.
But accumulation of body shots, head shots. He's just gonna catch him. When Canelo gets very comfortable, and you'll see he starts letting his hands go. Those combinations from the body to the head. I wouldn't be surprised if it's an uppercut that drops him because he is a taller fighter.
He does the body punch and then the uppercut, just like he took Liam.
All right, so win by Canelo.
Knockout at 11.
TKO at 11.
TKO.
All right, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Listo, baby. What do you think?
Gaitan.
I'm gonna have to go with the unanimous decision win on Canelo.
It's gonna go to the scorecards.
He's gonna go to the scorecards. He is very strong, but I'm not. Like you said, he's jumping up 2 divisions. I'm just not sure how his power is gonna transition into this weight class now. Especially compared to these opponents that are used. They fight at 175. I fight at 175. but I'm walking around 93, 94 pounds, and I'm sparring. Sometimes the guy is 210, 220,
Oh, wow.
So if I'm able to get in there with those guys.
Hector.
Shots fired.
I'm 193, okay?
Cruiser.
He looked at you when he said, that's why.
No. I love that. That's what I'm saying. I love hearing what you guys say, the insight and the perspective, because the way you guys saying the strategy and approaching what should happen. And then you, Listo, talking from the standpoint of you're in that division.
You're there.
Mm-hmm. You know
there.
as far as like what it takes and the weight and how it translates. Because I'm always saying that as far as, you can look good and you can have a lot of boxing technique, but how are you going to respond when you take that hit? And is your power going to translate?
Everybody has a game plan.
Everybody has a game plan until they
get punched in the face.
Oh, my goodness.
I love that. So, Guero, what's yours, sir? Predictions?
Like Listo said, unanimous decision. I only thing that I might see is if Canelo baits him in and he catches him like an overhand, something over the top, because he has to lean down for a shorter fighter, where he kind of reveals him. But I mean, Kovalev's a strong guy. The only thing is I don't see him outpointing or outskilling Canelo. He's too elusive, and his boxing is getting better and better every single fight. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like for this fight here. So definitely, I have it 12 rounds for Canelo. We'll see, but definitely unanimous decision.
All right, awesome. All right, so sounds good, sirs. Hopper, can you help us with the lightning round to the team? So what we're going to do, we have some questions for you guys, and Hopper's going to ask each one of you guys one at a time as far as your response to these questions, and go.
Number 1. Oh, we don't have a little sound voice, do we? What is Canelo's most impressive victory? Guero.
Miguel Cotto, when he beat him.
Oh, Manny loves that one.
Yeah, see, the reason why is because
Puerto Rican.
Before that and everything.
Whoa!
I might not be 190, but I'm a good 175.
No, seriously, why do you say that's a good one?
That's a good one.
Miguel Cotto, because before Canelo, everybody known, he used to throw super hard. He used to get gassed by the 5th or 6th round, and he's kind of be a little judgment, kind of seeing where he kind of lays. And the thing is that not only did you see him kind of break out of that, you saw his IQ, his vision, everything kind of enhanced that fight, and it kind of settled into more of like a veteran fighter.
Yeah, for sure. Especially going into somebody as cerebral as Miguel Cotto.
He'll give you a run for your money.
He gave Mayweather. Mayweather's court is saying that was his toughest fight.
One of the toughest fights.
He made me work for it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bloody nose and bloody nose.
No, that's a good one. All right, next one, sir.
Hector. What was Canelo's least impressive victory?
Why'd you give me that one?
Hector, baby!
Ding, 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 ding.
I don't know. Maybe when he fought, what's his name from the Contender? Alfonso Gomez?
Alfonso Gomez. They stopped it way too soon.
Yeah.
Even I remember seeing it and I was like, stopped? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe that one.
That was when he was super.
Down in Angulo.
Angulo. I was going to say Angulo. No, honestly.
That or Trout.
Amir Khan. I don't even know why that fight happened, but anyway.
That one.
Yeah.
That
for me, it was like, okay, Canelo's hitting rock bottom here.
That was the time. That was the time both of them were Triple G was Kell Brook and then Canelo was Amir Khan beating up on these UK guys.
Someone had to fight him. Come on, baby. They're in the division.
Easy money.
Easy money. All right, so
number 3. Listo.
Yes, sir.
Could Canelo beat Mayweather now at 154?
Honestly, I don't even know if Canelo could even make 154 anymore.
No way.
Fat boy.
Too big. Too big.
Unless he just makes 175 this time and stays there, and that's good.
Hashtag cash fat cow.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, that's a good point there. So, if he can't make weight, that probably couldn't happen.
Probably won't be able to. Yeah, that wouldn't be able to happen now.
All right, keeping it going. He won't make weight. Sorry, Canelo.
Sorry, Canelo. Maybe some other day. What is your dream matchup for Canelo? Like, what do you see him? Go ahead, Guero.
That's a tough one, honestly.
Because he has multiple divisions now. Where he can go.
If he wants to fight the world now,
he can go to 168.
Yeah,
160. Andre Ward is probably still looming out there. Maybe I don't know if he maybe calls him.
I heard he would do a comeback for that fight.
I'm sure he would.
I would. Spider, would you?
Honestly,
knock me out.
I
know, right?
I've heard a lot of people talk about Canelo versus Charlo, and that whole big thing. And I don't think there's any way Charlo would beat Canelo.
Oh, no.
Not even
There's no
close.
way.
No, there's
There's
no
no
way.
way.
That's why they never
at the
enforced
same time, both of
mandatory,
them.
So they
Yeah.
never enforced
Only
the
one
mandatory.
person there. Only
They
one
didn't
person.
want
And
Canelo's.
that's why the only one person there that could actually give a little bit run for the money. It's Bubba Andrade. That's it. Boo-boo.
Yeah.
Boo-boo.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
So
So
that's probably right there to kind of like let everybody know, like, okay, this is his skill gap. This is
Yeah.
where he's at, and
Unless-
that's it.
I actually would like Benavides.
Benavides. That's a
Yeah.
good
I
one
mean,
too.
a
Yeah.
in a couple
Ooh,
fights.
like that.
Yeah, that'd be a
Because
great fight.
Benavides is 168. So a couple
168.
more fights for him, I think he might, give him a little run for his money.
It just sucks
What would
that
they
the
meet
politics keep it. Politics
mean?
just keep it from.
As far as what weight would they?
I mean, he's a champion at 168. If Canelo's fighting at 175, why
Yeah,
he won't
why-
fight at
why-
168? He already fought at
Shit, he
168.
fought Rocky
Yeah.
Fielding at
Yeah, that would be
168.
that would
was
be crazy.
Dominated him.
He would literally be cleaning the divisions.
That'd be great. It just-
Wow, that's.
We
I
made-
like the way you think, sir.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
exactly. So,
All right, keeping it going.
Let's do this. Fifth one. Hector, is Canelo the best pound for pound number one in boxing today?
Yes. Okay. So people,
Even if doesn't win this one.
no, look. People don't understand this question because when people say pound for pound, they always go for their favorite or the most talented.
Right.
I do.
Pound for
Or the most champions.
No. You're saying people,
Triple G, number one.
No. Okay. Look,
He's not.
here's the reality, and people get this confused because they're like, no, it's okay. Look, if you go by the greatest or the most talented, you got to say Terrence Crawford or you can say Lomachenko. But if you go pound for pound, that means who you have fought. Right now,
Resume.
resume right now, not what you can do or
No,
will
not
do.
yes.
What you have done, that is Canelo. There's no one even close. And then second, you probably have to go to Pacquiao.
Exactly. I was just about to say. Well, maybe the only active fighter that could
Yeah.
probably is
Okay.
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao.
The only
But
one.
now
Because you're factoring in resume.
But and
You
he's
have
already.
to. No, pound for pound, that's what it is. But people interpret it different. They're like, oh, well.
So-
I mean, yeah, I would pick Crawford.
Well, this
because
guy
he's more
could beat this
talented.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
no,
like, no,
pound for pound means resume, what they have
So
done.
why is Lomachenko being called pound for pound if he hadn't moved up from the lightweight division and he barely probably maybe will go to super lightweight? We'll see.
Well, because, okay,
No,
you got
no.
a lot of experts. They're like, they see what he can do, and they're like, wow, this guy will destroy everybody. Same thing with
But he's a
Crawford.
small guy.
But he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah,
And people, they see their eyes, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to, but you can't do that. It's pound for pound. That means
Exactly.
what you have
I
done.
totally agree
Who
what
has
you're
the
saying. I'm
resume?
glad.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
glad
You
brought
heard
that
it here.
statement.
No,
Absolutely.
that's a great
Fair.
definition, and I think
It
that's
is.
good to
It really
clarify
is.
because I
I'm
think
glad you picked that question.
basically
And
you
don't tell me
clarify-
who's the greatest of all time, because then,
baby.
I'm going to hurt some feelings.
Oh,
I hear some Chavez
actually,
around
I want to
here.
know.
We should have added that. All right, so keep it
You know
going.
what? Number 6. Who is your greatest of all time? Okay. It's Canelo's Mexico's greatest champion. Oh, that's a tough one. Go ahead, Listo, handle that.
And you know
one.
what? I'll go ahead and say real quick. I actually got this question from my mother-in-law because we were talking about Canelo. She's like, he's not even Mexico's greatest champion.
What's that stigma?
That's a slap in
Julio
the
Cesar
I
Chavez?
could barely finish eating my food, but I did.
Well,
Listo.
to answer that question, is Canelo Mexico's greatest champion? Sadly, you can't say he is because it's already in everybody's head. El Gran Campeón is always going to be Julio Cesar
Julio
Chavez.
Cesar
You know what I
Chavez.
mean? El Gran Campeón, despite the opponents that, they've thrown in there with him, So, like Hector was talking about the other day, they threw the same dude like 4 times.
No, 10 times.
Chavez,
Chavez Sr. fought the same guy 10 times with a tomato can.
Yeah.
But, that's if
Taxi
you
cab
understand-
driver,
No,
taxi
but I
cab
mean,
driver.
I get it.
In
It
my
happened.
opinion,
Survive with him?
I think
Survive with him?
I know, but
I feel
need to.
kind of. I feel kind of the same. With the same. I get the same sentiment that we feel kind of like the same way about that 82-0.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, if you look close,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say
can
that-
see it.
And I think it's
Dissect
different. I think it's
the
different.
resume.
I'm sorry. Go
You
ahead.
know, when you look at his body of work, do you feel that way? Though?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel Canelo is he's the one that put Mexico on the spot right now.
Right
He's
now,
he's
he's
the Mexico star right now.
Yeah.
And I just feel that
Is that generational, you think? Or you honestly think is that he is the guy?
I think he is the guy. I mean, look at his resume. How
Yeah,
many? Close to 30 world champions that he's
guys that he
defeated.
fighted. Lara, when nobody wanted to fight Lara, he
No.
fought Trout coming off of when he
Not
beat
at all.
Goro.
He fought-
He's
he fought-
fighting.
Yeah.
He fought Danny
No,
Jacobs.
I'm so glad you
Well,
tried
he's
G
moving up.
twice.
He's moving up with people that no one even thought. I mean, when he started moving up, people were thinking, "What is he doing? Got to stay 154." And then all of a sudden, he goes into Jacobs. He had his plan already set up, what he wanted to do.
Yeah, he had his
we just
vision.
didn't understand it, but I'm sure he wanted to go for that legacy and keep going on. That's for sure the best.
Well-
but I think his eras and generation, to my point, is because like all the people that are back a few, like my generation, we enjoy watching Chavez.
Oh, yeah.
And if you ask me, I'm going to say Chavez. The same way that if you ask me, a Puerto Rican boxer, right? I'm gonna say a couple of ones, but for me, who impacted the Puerto Rican boxing is Felix Tito Trinidad.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
Gomez,
feel different.
too.
Wilfredo, but now you go back.
There you
Even
go.
Macho
Different.
Camacho, the most
exactly.
electrifying boxer out there who fought Chavez as well.
Yeah.
Well, see, kind of here's my point with that. Kind of we've talked about Canelo. He has all the money. You know, he's the cash cow.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, do you think is that the legacy he's chasing? Is it his legacy that he's chasing, or do you think he could ever, in his mind, surpass Chavez? Is it a generational thing? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, honestly, I feel he already has passed Chavez, but the reason that it's not being seen that way is just simply due to the record. He doesn't have the 100 plus wins. You know, he doesn't have the 80
and it's a
plus
different era
knockouts.
now. This
Yeah, it
different
definitely
age.
is.
All the guys.
Yeah, and then I mean, now we see it. You know, you look anywhere, you're gonna see you know, you go to Tapatia or something to get some bread, you're gonna see a picture of El Gran Campeón, you know, Chavez alongside
That
Zapata,
nostalgia,
Pancho
that
Villa. You know,
nostalgia
it's
feeling.
it's that
Does it-
nostalgia.
And then
you know.
Chavez didn't grow up in the I think one thing that definitely changes everything is the social media age.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Like,
Yeah.
he catches so
Yeah.
much hate, and it's, you know, Chavez.
So
at
is
the
that
time,
because of hate? Like people tend to love more because it happens. You know, Trinidad and Cotto is like big ego and all that, so people tend to feel different. So is that the same against Chavez and Canelo?
Well, that's definitely what it is. I mean, you're like, for example, the hatred is, especially through social media, because it's so easy to access now. I mean, it's just adding more fuel to fire. You know,
Right.
you have one person say, "Oh man, I don't like, you know, Canelo because of this or whatever." Then you have people that have no idea, you know, about the sport that
He's
they want
a
to.
bum,
They're gonna jump
right.
in.
He's
Yeah,
a bum.
This guy's garbage. You
He's-
know,
yeah,
and it starts spreading. You know,
It's
but
dumb.
then you
well,
also
they
have,
see Tecate
yeah.
and they're like,
Yeah, and then you just have
Canelo, I like Canelo.
Who has he fought? ¿Con quién ha peleado? Who,
Yeah.
has he fought?
And then
Who
you
do
start-
you know
Yeah,
that?
yeah. You start naming
just
these
saw him
guys
in a
and
billboard
you're like,
with
you don't know.
No, again, I love that question because it is generational.
Yeah.
But you know, that being said, at some point you have to look at the facts.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you look at the facts, I mean, like I said, when I see it, to me, it's kind of a no-brainer. Hector brought it up. When you really dissect and look at Grand Campeones, looking at his resume and who he fought some guys that are not that great.
Nope.
Right? Tomato soup.
tomato
So,
soup, taxi
Canelo-
driver's cousin.
Yeah, and Canelo is stepping
Desperate
up
for
his
sparring.
game. His
Yeah.
resume is looking more
Constantly.
impressive.
Oh, yeah.
So
Constantly,
it's going to be an
so.
ongoing dialogue, and you know, I just love it. So thank you guys so much for that one.
Yeah.
The next one, we got some good ones coming up next. Help us out, Hopper. Next questions.
The heavyweight. Could Andy Ruiz Jr. surpass Canelo in popularity? Guero?
No.
No.
I mean, Andy Ruiz is a big important part to Mexico. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, especially getting the heavyweight championship title belt, and you know, it's not the little one; it's a big one. You know, and everything.
Even if he so let me go ahead and say this too. All right. What if he cleaned the division? And the division is like as hot as it's ever been. He cleaned the division. Could he possibly surpass in popularity?
Okay,
You mean the lightweight division?
No,
let's
heavyweight.
say-
Oh, the heavyweight. I'm
Andy.
sorry.
Let's
Yeah,
say he
Andy
clears the
Ruiz. Got
division.
it.
If he
But
cle-
Canelo goes all the way up to 175, claims all the belts, and let's say he does go down back after this fight. You know, after he does clean it, he goes back down and fights Benavidez, and you know, if he does get another belt, whatever the case may be, the thing is that he's already so big on the popularity scale. He's already,
Big time.
yeah, and even at that, I don't think there's any way
It's
that,
already a
yeah.
locomotive.
No,
It's
I-
Well, you said it is because of the resume. We've seen Canelo giving us so much excitement in fights after fight after fight. I'm gonna be very honest. That was the second fight I've seen from Ruiz before he fought Joshua. So and I'm a boxing fan. Of course, the heavyweight division was lost for quite some time. But anyway,
we had some issues, promotional issues. He was going through some
yeah,
stuff and
and so
everything. He had
I mean, all
Yeah,
of a
he was
sudden,
never given a shot.
all of a
he
sudden you
was-
come
Yeah, he was
back in.
and his Parker, when he fought Parker, I felt I mean, Andy performed really well
Yeah,
that
yeah, he
fight.
did.
Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But yeah,
So yeah, I'm just curious on that one because I actually heard someone say that too.
now this one, I believe this next one's gonna get quite a few interesting conversations. Sean,
Yeah,
you might
I know we
don't
capitalized last
No.
time on that one.
All right, well,
figure it out.
and
Let's
that's the
figure it
questions
out.
I want to ask to the champion.
Maybe the last question.
Why
Here we go,
do
the
you
last
feel
question.
Canelo lost to
Or no, how do you have the fight? How do you have the
How do you
how do you
Yeah,
score
that-
the fight?
all right, so let's go.
1-1, 2-0, who
So-
won?
Yeah.
Let's go with this. Like, you know, I was kind of messing with you guys on that one. So,
Okay.
so Hector, realistically, because you mentioned you actually wouldn't mind seeing a third fight with Triple G and Canelo. How did you see the first fight and the second fight? What do you see? 1-1, 2-0, 0-2?
I mean, depending on how you judge a fight, right? Obviously, you know, these fights were close. I think the first one was more more towards
Closer.
Triple G than Canelo.
Thank you. Do you have that on tape?
But
I
again, it
agree.
just depends.
You said maybe.
It just depends on how you judge
You
a
said
fight.
definitely.
People judge fights. They're like, oh, Triple G threw a lot, but missed a lot.
But he
And
missed
then-
a lot.
Exactly. And
Not
but then
that much.
you go, well, Canelo moved a lot, but he didn't throw a lot.
Defense.
So,
Exactly.
You have to
I wasn't impressed by that.
So it's what do you
You
want
gotta
to
watch it again. You gotta
Yeah,
watch
watch
it
it
again. You'll
again.
see. You'll see.
see
a
how
different
great-
perspective
feelings out of
every
the
time we
fight,
watch.
Sean.
So the second one was, to me, I loved how Canelo fought. He should have fought
Yeah.
that way the
Yes,
first
sir.
fight.
Yes, sir.
You know, it was close, right? It could have gone, some rounds could have gone one way or the other. And depending on how you judge a fight, to me, I don't like how people judge fights, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think
Do you think that the beat is because they have sentiments in while they're judging, or maybe preferences?
no, I just think that the judges are old as hell and they need to retire. The problem is the belts control the officials, right? The WC have their officials. The WBA have their officials, right?
Yeah.
And you got these guys because they're your fan and they've been doing it for 50 years. Yeah, people get old and guess what?
eye
They
vision is
start,
different. Boom,
they
fill it
don't
out already.
understand. Their brain doesn't process. Again, I don't want to call anybody out. What I'm saying is, in
That's a
my
good
opinion, if the round is close, where you're like, man, it was a close round, it could have gone this way or this way, just give it a draw. Give the round a draw. That's it. It's that simple. If it's close, it can go either way. Draw. So at the end,
I don't think Listo would like that one.
again,
Listo was kind of pushing back.
He said trigger. He said the trigger. Said the round. The round.
No,
But if it's my fight, it's going my way.
that's perfect because that's a great point. I'm glad you asked that because we remember we're thinking of having a segment in the future of how to improve the scoring system and
Yeah.
thank you
It's-
for
it's
thank
good.
you for
it's just
very
that
good.
simple. People, they try to dissect it, and you can't. Like, I'm gonna like a certain type of style you are, and you are, right?
Yeah.
But we know when the round is very close, it's gonna be like, well, I like the color red, so I'm gonna get
I'm gonna
him.
give
Right?
it
It was
to
a close
him.
round. I'm gonna
Right.
pick him. Why don't you just give the draw? Give the draw and go on to the next round. Whoever dominates the next round, then you give it to him. Or if it's a draw, give it a draw. And at the end, it's gonna come out. It's gonna play okay. It was.
play different.
something so simple,
Yeah.
right? But
No, that-
you know,
that-
But
I mean, that's just
they're
logical.
programmed.
Smart.
That's not programmed that way. And again, that's why you get all these controversy decisions,
Yeah.
and it affects the sport.
Absolutely.
This sport can
It really
be so
does.
much bigger. But
if
people
it was organized with the commission,
it really
Exactly.
one commission,
Somebody-
one
one-
person czar,
exactly.
Yeah,
somebody
that's-
seeing
that's-
everything.
that's an excellent
So
point.
how did you have the fight? Did you saw it 1-1 or 1-1?
yeah, I think 1-1.
You
I rewatched
Guero?
it.
What did you think?
I had it too, Canelo.
Yeah.
I had Canelo.
Turn his mic off.
How much did he pay you?
How much did I give him? Hey,
Stick
here
him
you
in
go.
that elevator that's broken.
Elevator.
Shout out to Golden Boy. I
Elevator.
think someone wants
Golden boy.
at Golden Boy on Twitter.
Yeah,
Make sure
exactly.
we tag him. No, and you, Listo?
Listo.
Same thing, 2-0?
I mean, 2-0. I mean, we discussed this in the gym. I don't know how many times we give Hector.
Nice.
We give Hector so much, garbage
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
of his
brother.
decision.
That's why we sat him here.
Yeah.
I could feel the
Yeah.
no, but yeah, same here. That's what I had. I had it 2-0. I felt Canelo was. You have to score defense in the first round. You mean in the
Yeah.
first fight, and then here's what I think. He completely dominated the second. Well, not dominated, but it was more aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, he fought Chavez in May, and if you look at the pictures the next day, his right hand is inflated like a balloon. That's got to be some serious damage. And he fought in September. That's 4 months.
Yeah.
I don't think that's enough time to heal. And then when they ran it back, his hand was already healed by then. That's why he was more aggressive, more controlling Mexican style as
He's still
Triple
young.
G
He heals
wanted.
faster,
So
too.
I think he
That's one way
kind
to
of
look at it.
And he takes care of
His
himself
own-
well.
his
'cause
own-
right
his
now,
own,
everything we've seen him, he's a flashy with his money and everything, in cars and houses, but he looks like he takes care well.
No, he's
his
extremely
diet.
dedicated.
He's really
to the sport. You can
dedicated to
tell the guys
sport.
that are dedicated.
I mean,
to
come on, you're
to
not.
their
You're
craft.
worth
They stand the
$365
gym.
million.
Guys like
in 6 fights.
Listo and
Come on.
Guero.
All right, so one thing I wanted to ask you guys, and thank you guys so much for answering
Absolutely.
those questions.
These are great.
We want to make sure to kind of ask because it is an exciting card. Kind of go around. We'll start with you, Hector. Is there another fight or a fighter you're interested in seeing on the card that you think is one to watch and why?
I mean, I think, like Lisa said, the girls is going to be very entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Super Bad Estrada
Super Bad
versus
Estrada.
Oh my
Marlene
God.
Esparza.
yeah, like I said, I remember
Marlene from
Marlene
Houston?
from the amateurs. Yeah,
From
back in the
Houston.
day when we go to state and all that, they're very competitive. They have a lot of experience. So I think it's definitely a good fight to watch for sure.
Do you have any predictions on that?
No,
Do you have any favorites in that?
no
No.
comment.
Oh, baby.
Wow, no comments.
Oh, no.
comments.
Le pegan.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Wow.
So let's keep
Is it time for our predictions?
time for predictions on
Time for our
Well,
predictions.
Here's what we could do. I say we,
And
take a brief quick pause. Yeah, quick.
I could sing if you
pause.
want.
you can see. Well, let's do something. Let's go ahead and do our predictions and end up this one.
I can do a little grito
what-
inside here.
no.
Let's go out and up our predictions and finish this one, and we go on.
No, but I just want to say real quick because thank you guys so much for
Absolutely.
coming in.
No, thank you guys for having us.
Appreciate it. It really means a lot. You guys taking time to come out here. We're so excited about the future. I mean, the story of how you guys, partnered up is amazing.
That was amazing.
It
That
really
was great
was.
for
It was
us.
a
Yeah.
highlight of this whole segment.
That was great.
I'm excited about what you guys have in the future. You guys are, have such bright futures.
Great chemistry
We're excited.
together. I see that, man.
It's
You guys
really
are
great.
actual.
So you guys are welcome anytime,
Anytime.
to come up
Thank you.
here. And thank you guys for being put to the show. It's as an honor because we're so happy that it's here. Hector, if you could close us out for this episode 12.
Indeed.
Last words, Hector. What you got to say, baby?
Well, first of all, enjoy the fights this weekend, and look forward to a lot of strong fights that we're gonna have at the beginning of next year.
Yes, sir.
It's definitely exciting for all of Dallas-Fort Worth, all the fighters, and definitely for all the fans, the fight fans. Like I said, we don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. We plan on doing a lot of fights, so it's gonna be very exciting that we're gonna compete with the big boys. So,
More
right.
boxers coming on.
Ready.
More boxers
That's
coming on
yeah,
the team.
a lot of promoters are not gonna like us anymore after a while.
I like that.
Fired.
All right, shots fired.
more
All right, that's it.
This
It's
is
fight week, bitches, and we out.
Ladies and gentlemen, long live boxing. Hasta luego, baby. Ow.
Out.